Hey there, I'm Drobile, neurodivergent animator guy, and I have inconsistent energy levels. I had this story, Mary and Melony, I've been trying to tell for 15 or so years now. And when I started getting comfortable with Unreal Engine, I realized this is the perfect medium to tell the Mary and Melony story. So I've been working on that. For this video, I wanted to go over the creation of Melony herself and what that process entailed, kind of the things I've learned, the steps it took. Originally, I was also going to go over some of the gameplay prototyping that's happened over the past 6 months, but the video is starting to get a little long, so I recommend you go to my YouTube and check out the Dev Diaries yourself if you're interested. So, the creation of Melony. How did we get from this to this? I created Melony when I was 19, I think, 2003. I didn't think a whole lot about her character design at the time. You know, I hadn't even taken character design courses. I was still very young in my animation journey. But, you know, the look of the character hasn't changed too much, right? She's got the outfit, the hair. It was a plot point that her clothes are a little bit tight. And I realized it was kind of a stupid plot point because for what it was trying to convey, it was a little on the nose. And also, it didn't convey that as much as it sexualized her. Melony is not supposed to be a sexy protagonist. She's supposed to be human above all else. Modeling was a very long process, took several months. What style is best for the game? Originally, I was looking at a lot of Arcane reference because Arcane looks amazing and everybody loves it. We commissioned character artist Kartik Kanair, sorry if I'm butchering that, to do a stylized, Arcane-influenced sculpture of Melony, and it was really cool. This could very well get used, but we backed away from this for the official look. I wanted to have a high level of expressiveness to Melony. In general, she just needed to feel more human. I felt like we could push that. Lots of reference, looked all around. I went to 3dscanstore.com. I was pretty happy with this face model. It's good looking, she's a nice range of expressiveness. Also, honestly, I was just trying to get away from white girl protagonist, right? So we're now thinking about ethnicity, we're humanizing her. This is exactly the way I wanted to push her. You know, the hair and the lashes and the brows stayed pretty stylized. I really like that kind of combination. And so I thought, all right, well, what if the skin was more realistic and then clothing, hair, we go a little bit more stylized and we kind of live in both of those worlds. And so that's what we did for a while. We started modeling her body. We even rigged her teeth to individually come out for a teeth falling out dream sequence. Here I wasn't really happy with the fullness of her lip, so I took another pass at giving them volume here. So rigging is hard. Rigging takes a long time. I can do it. I'm not very good at it, and I'm definitely not fast at it. So as I'm rigging this character, making tweak after tweak after tweak, and progress is extremely slow, I'm wondering, how am I going to get through all of these characters? How am I ever going to make this game? There's quite a cast. At least 2 main human characters, but then there's room for a whole lot more side characters. There's monsters, there's stuffed animals. I needed to speed things up or I was never going to start making this game. So we looked at solutions to rig faster. I found this website called AccuRig, really cool, I recommend it, but I had some concerns about how easily it would plug into 1, a face rig, but also 2, Unreal, but it was an option, right? And then I started looking at Unreal's metahumans, which are basically a full package for creating realistic humans. The issue with that is it doesn't support large eyes. It doesn't really support stylization, at least out of the box, and it doesn't support large eyes. It's scary. So I was able to do a little bit of tweaking. I found some software you can purchase. There's the MetaPipe tool that will help you kind of do some of the things that metahumans won't do on their own. But it's still kind of scary. As you can see, the brows aren't following the face, the lashes aren't following the face. I would have to have custom rig all of these on top of the rig that was done, which would be complicated because it wasn't a rig that I set up in the first place. I'm playing with all these controls, checking out the fidelity of the metahuman face rig, and there's just so much more detail than I would have ever been able to put in. Even if I spent 3 months on it, I would still probably be missing some of this great detail that's in like the neck, the temples, and the wrinkle maps of the head and the cheeks and the things that I don't have any experience making. I don't really want to try and learn. I said, okay, what if we take realistic Melony and put the stylized hair on her? Does that work? And it didn't. It didn't look good. I didn't like it at all. And then when you look at metahuman Melony side by side with the Melony that was created, the tight sexualized clothes becomes even more of an issue. And so I said, you know what, all right, we got to get rid of that. So we're not exactly throwing away this model, but for now we are. Metahuman Melony, she actually looked pretty good. Out of the box, I was able to get a decent likeness. I was able to use Mesh to Metahuman software to take the head sculpt that we had done of Melony and take that likeness and put it into the metahuman. The thing that it didn't do is the huge eyes. We we took that out. We embraced realism, but that had its pros and cons. I weighed them for about a month and a half and realized it pains me to lose the stylization. You know, this has been one of the hallmarks of Mary Melony since its inception, is kind of the look of it. But I was never going to be able to make that realistically. I have no funding. I'm hiring freelancers here and there as I can. We are a small team with a small budget, and we got to make decisions. So the metahuman Melony was the way to go, it seemed. Not only that, but it made creating other characters freakishly easy. As you can see here, experimenting with different varieties of Melony, skins, and things. Lots of cool stuff. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it entertaining. Like, subscribe, do the YouTube things. It helps the stuff happen. Stay tuned for more Mary Melony updates from Nero Spicy Studios, and have a great day.